Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round 3 of Aussie Formula Racing Season 6 Tier 1. We're here at Silverstone in Great Britain, and we're just about loaded into our qualifying session. So we'll run through a bit of a track overview as we wait for the weather. Looks like quali is going to be dry for the moment. We've got Psycho as well, just getting a race report for you. He'll be with us in a few seconds. So 5.8 kilometre circuit here, 2 DRS zones, one on the Wellington Straight, one on the Hangar Straight. We have 18 corners all up and 26 laps over our race distance. Last season we had Matsuoid and Potsy coming together at Village just before the Wellington Straight. Bit of contact there, sending the Red Bull off into the infield. We had a great battle at Brooklands between Matsia, Dabri, Fever, Panda and PTR, the 2 Alfa Romeos versus the 2 Red Bulls. The great battle here in the middle of the race last time around. Hopefully we get to see a few more of those battles tonight. Back in Season 4, we had a great battle between Nut, Flyboy and Matsoid down the Hangar Straight. Red Bull, the Toro Rosso, and also is that the Racing Point as well. Flyboy there battling incredibly hard through the last couple of corners on the final lap of that race. Nut eventually coming out on top, but unfortunately penalties meant he finished behind them at the end. So our drivers are starting to exit the pits now. Got about 16 minutes left in quali, and I'm joined by Psycho. Welcome back to the commentary booth.
Good evening, everyone. Just went out there to talk to the weatherman, and he says it's dry.
Dry, okay. A bit disappointing. It's always nice when a bit of rain mixes things up. I think Tier 2 had a little bit of a tease at the end with some rain screwing up the strategy for some people, but you never know. Silverstone would be some pretty changeable conditions.
We might have it wet Tier 2, you never know.
Absolutely. I'm just going to jump to, I think we've got the McLaren as the lead car, and is it a Poly Pepsi? Of course it's a Poly Pepsi.
So, don't know if you mentioned it or not, but the reason Red Panda is retired is because he does have a quali ban.
That's correct. So yeah, unfortunately an accumulation of license points over the last season has meant that he does have a qualifying ban, and also yeah, for a retirement last week as well. He'll serve another one next week as well. But it does mean he'll have free choice of tyres at the back of the field, and of course whoever qualifies in the top 10 will have to start the race on the tyre that they set their quickest lap on. I'll jump aboard with Poly Pepsi now, who's coming through the first couple of corners now. A fair bit of traffic at the moment in the final sector, some yellow flags shooting up as people are trying to get some space. Pretty tidy first sector so far from Apollo Pepsi. Runs very wide though at the exit of Brooklands, and yes, does invalidate his time. We're going to jump back a little bit further to the Ferrari of Trin, who's also on a flying lap. Coming up to Cops. Keeps it flat. Great commitment there. Doesn't extend at all, so he's carried a lot of speed there. Come through Maggots and Beckett's.
Fever invalidated his first lap.
Oh, big near Spinella moment for the Ferrari driver. He manages to catch it, but that's going to have taken a chunk of time out of that lap. But importantly, he hasn't invalidated, which should mean it'll still count as a bank time. And we'll be able to push a bit harder in the next run, come through the last couple of corners. And Trin comes across the line, sets a 124.837 as the Racing Point of Mikau comes across with a 124.731. So not that much quicker, so he must have had a bit of an issue himself, unless Mikau's planning to qualify on the mediums a bit later. He may have turned the engine down as Peter comes across the line with a 124.4. I'm going to jump back. We've got an Alpha Tauri of Matsoid. Ooh, that's not Matsoid, that's Artanis coming across the line. P5, 125.1. There's Matsoid coming into the final couple of corners now.
Mikau did have an issue in Sector 3, had a bit of wheel spin coming out of Vale and then also out of Club.
There's Matsoid, so it's a pretty competitive time of 124.7. Jump back, we've got combined YouTuber on the medium tyre, about to start applying lap.
Oh, stars invalidated as well.
Ooh, that's unfortunate. I have heard that he's not had the best week for preparation, so unfortunate. He had a very commanding victory last season in Tier 2, where he basically led from start to finish and came across the line about 10 seconds clear of the rest of the field. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see that level of competition from him today, but hopefully he'll be able to have a good battle for some points a bit later on.
Bit of traffic in Sector 2.
Yeah, I think both the AlphaTauris have completed laps already, so yeah, just getting out of the way of the Williams there. So we've got the Renault coming into Cops. Bit of a lift, not quite the commitment we saw from the Ferrari driver, but obviously the medium tyre not quite got the grip of the soft. As it comes into Maggots and Beckett's.
Now, quite impressive pace. He put in a 124.6. That's very impressive for him.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been noticing in the Discord as well that those two have been spending a lot of time in their AlphaTauri chat throughout the week, so I wonder if they've been putting in a fair bit of practice and preparation, and those times would suggest that they have.
We're surprised if we see some towing going on.
Yeah, two very long straights here, so you can gain a few tenths if you can work it out, but you don't want to trip over each other like the Renaults nearly did in Tier 2 last week at Spa. Has combined to 127.6, so well off the pace with those medium tyres. Got
both
Pepsi,
McLaren.
yeah, Pepsi's about to start another one, so obviously invalidated his last one, so quickly jumped into the pits for a fresh set of tyres and a refill, and we'll jump back on board.
Fever's on mediums for this one.
Yeah, interesting. So he's come out a bit late, so he's probably waited for the track temps to come up a little bit. I wonder if he's going to see how competitive his time is on the mediums, and then maybe he'll come out a bit later on the softs just as a bit of an insurance policy. As Big Al sets a 124.336. Great lap from him. Hips Peter with his 124.493. Pepsi a little bit deep into Brooklands there.
Matt Dabry, Panda has 2 qualifying bans to serve. Looking good so far by Fever.
Very tidy Pepsi as well. Great exit from Chapel. So comes down the hanger straight towards Stowe. Bit wide, missed the apex. Danny invalidates on the exit and straight into the pits he comes.
No!
It's unfortunate, 2 invalidations in a row from Pepsi.
Fever's
jump on
looking good
Fever.
so far. Runs a little wide.
Yeah.
The apex.
Not quite able to hit the apex, but he comes into club. And lots of times he comes across. It's a 124.572. That was a very, very good time.
Wow! On the mediums, that's impressive.
It's just a couple of tenths off Big Al's provisional pole time, so that's a very competitive time on the mediums. And be interested to see whether or not he wants to come out on the softs to beat that a bit later. I think that might be a safe time though. Looking at the rest of the times, it's only 4 tenths clear of T-Mac, who's in P10. Have to keep an eye out on some of these guys who are on their outlaps at the moment. I'll jump on board with T-Mac, who's about to start a time.
I'm amazed at how close these guys are. From Big Al down to Artemis is within a second, so from first down to 12.
Yeah, absolutely. Been treated this season with how close everyone is in Tier 1. T-Mac coming into farm. A little bit of a lock up on the front right. As he comes through village. Keeps it flat all the way. Most of these corners don't even have to slow down for here at Silverstone. As comes into Brooklands. Right out on the curb, a little bit of a lock up. Takes a lot of curve on the inside. Around through Luffield, takes a wide apex. gets on the throttle very early, carries a lot of speed through, cuts a little bit of the inside of wicket. Straight, the old pit straight. Looks at Cops, and he's taken a lot of inside curb, nearly loses the car on the exit. I don't know how he didn't invalidate. I thought that was all four on the curb there. So he comes through Maggots and Beckett's. And through Chapel now. Not quite as wide out as he could have been. Carry a bit more speed through there as he comes down the hanger straight towards Stowe. Very aggressive on the inside curb. A lot of speed carried through to the exit as he comes down into Vale now. Very tight in the inside. Now through Club. On the throttle nice and early. Takes a lot of curb. Across the finish line. Only improves up to P8 with a 124.823. He's about half a second off provisional pole now.
Yeah, just on board the stars now. He's about to cross the line, coming into Club as we speak.
P8 just pips T-Mac by 0.7 of a second. As who was that? Just crossed the line. That was Artanis goes third with a 124.487.
Oh. Both racing points sitting together at the 124.7s.
We now have 0.7 separates first to 13th. It's insanely competitive.
That's scary, man. That's really fast. And it's so close.
So let's see. Got Big Al about to start a lap now. Our provisional pole sitter. About 6 minutes to go, so everyone should be able to get another 2 runs in if they're already out of the pits.
PTR's validated his run, so he'll get one more.
I think he's on old softs though, so I think he'll be on an in lap, so he might have just invalidated that one.
That explains
Yeah, he's
it.
coming to the pits now. Big Al about to finish up sector 1. He's a 10th over his previous time. He's missed the apex at Brooklands. Comes through Luffield. Bit tight, a lot tighter than we saw T-Mac take it.
You must think he can make that time up later in the lap.
Through Cops. Oh, they're not even lifting at all. We've got a Williams there on the infield there just after Cops. Not sure if there's been an incident there. He's just kept out of the way. Going through Maggots and Beckett's. Coming to Chapel now as well. Checking the sector split. He's 2/10 down now, 2.5 tenths. He gets a little bit of a tow from the McLaren there on the hanger straight. Don't know if it's going to help him much at all. Comes through Stowe. No, he's straight into the pits. I don't think he'd be happy with that lap at all. Going to jump down to Trin now, who's... I think he may have actually already done a lap, so he's got everything turned down.
William.
Is Smitty got a lap? I think he is. So I think there might have been a little bit of Ferrari teamwork there on the Wellington straight for tow. Smitty,
It looks like it.
I think Smitty had a little bit of a lift there through Cops, so he's obviously not feeling the Ferrari under him. Understandably, he does have Sebastian Vettel's Ferrari, so it's very prone to spinning. Oh, he runs very wide. It's quite common to take a lot of grass there on that exit of Chapel, but he's purple in sector 2 apparently. Comes through Stowe's very, very wide. He has to get right out of the throttle there, and he's coming straight into the pits as well. Unfortunately, I think he's made a bit of a mistake there, and speeds across the line.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Who else we got on a lap? Lotus, I believe, is on a lap in the Alfa Romeo, going through Luffield at the moment. So
he would definitely be looking to improve.
Yeah, he's down in 14th at the moment with a 126.098. The Cops keeps it flat. Yeah, it's hardly even any problem whatsoever taking that flat now in these 2020 F1 cars. Maggots and Beckett's. He's taking a lot of that curve. Hasn't invalidated, but he's very conservative through there, so it's not going to be a particularly competitive time, but should be able to improve. His Spieber sets pole with a 124.027, so he has come back out on the soft tyre and has pipped Big Al the pole with 3 minutes and 45 seconds remaining.
Yeah, so as you said before, Cops is pretty much flat out these days, but under race conditions, it's not quite. With a full tank of gas, you need to burn a couple of laps before you can take a flat out, and as soon as tyre wear kicks in, you're lifting again. Yeah, it can be deceiving.
Absolutely. I've got a bit of a glitch. It's just permanently saying that Mikau's on pole with a 124.731. That is not the case. He's down in 9th place at the moment.
I have the same visual glitch.
Well done, Codemasters. So we've got most of the drivers in the pits at the moment. We do have, I think, a Red Bull of Sid is on his out lap. I think he's the lead one of those drivers about to start a lap, so he'll jump on board with the Red Bull driver. He's yet to set a time. Down in 19th at the moment.
Yeah, Sid, Ben, Pepsi, and Wahid would be definitely looking to set times now. Even if it is a conservative lap, they at least have to try and set a lap.
Pepsi in particular, we've seen him invalidate twice now already, so he's going to be running out of tyres to set a decent time on. This is why you really need to set your first lap, because it just gives you that freedom to be able to push without worrying too much about not setting a time at all and having to start at the back.
Yes, Jacob, that fixed the glitch for me. Pausing and unpausing worked.
Yes, it's worked for me as well. Thank you very much, Jacob. It's got a lot of traffic at the back of sector 1. We've actually got Williams, looks like they've had a bit of a spin there just before Village. And I think that might have been Geordie. He was on a hot lap. Pretty tidy lap from Sid so far. He ran a little bit wide, missed the apex there at Chapel, but says he's got a purple second sector. Comes into Stowe. Pretty tidy so far. It's coming up on a little bit of traffic. Hopefully the Haas driver, because we're a big lock up coming into Vale, and now across into Club, keeps it in 4th gear. Those revs nice and low. Comes across the line, only 14th, 125.428. As we will jump to, I think that's Pondon, has just started one in front of Sid there. The rest of the drivers on out lap, so we'll jump up to our leaders in a moment to see if anyone can respond to Fever's 124.0.
That's such a good time, man.
Even so, it's only a second separates Fever all the way down to Pondon in 13th, so super competitive field we have.
Combined does a 25.3 on the softs. There's a fine run.
Pondon very committed through Cops. Comes across the Maggots and Beckett. Very tidy. Pretty good through Chapel as well. He's a 10th up on his time. That won't gain him a position though. He needs to have a really good final sector here. Comes through Stowe. Quite hit the apex. Comes into Vale now. He's got the Ferrari in front of him as well. Hopefully he's not going to be affected too much. And through Clubs, Pondon. He improves by 10th, but it's not good enough to beat Smitty in P13. Okay, I'm going to jump on board with Big Al, who's just about to complete his flying lap. Matsoid sets a time of 124.411 for 3rd. Big Al comes across the line. He's a 10th better, but not quite good enough to get Fever. We're going to jump down to Peter, who's currently going through Cops. And we'll get a split from him in a moment.
Couple of shifts around there with Pacey jumping Matsoid.
For Peter is half a 10th up on his previous time, so that will jump Matsoid. Pacey out for P3 as well. Great time from him. Oh, and there's traffic. There's a Renault in the way. What was that Renault doing? Was that Bandcamp? Or was that Combined? Is Combined retired on track? And Peter has had to retire as well. And hopefully that's not going to impact the racing point behind him.
It is.
Oh,
it did.
Stars.
It
Does
did.
P4. Oh, and he could have he could have been second. So Peter's retirement has impeded Stars there. We're going to jump back to Mick out, who comes across in second as well, 124.146.
Oh,
We're going to jump back to
Stars
Pondon's done.
delivered.
That's it, just Stars. Maybe he's telling me porkies. Wow. And that's from 1st to 15th, it's 9 tenths. That's incredible.
So quick. Man, oh, Stars would be livid.
Yeah, he definitely could have found a few hundreds there if he had have been able to take the proper line. So yeah.
If he found 200s, that would have been like 4th place. Like just over half a tenth, and he would have been right behind Mikau on the 2nd row. Man,
Absolutely. Alrighty. So we have on pole, we have Feber setting a 124.027. Mikau second, just 1/10 behind. Big Al takes third as well. Got Pacey in fourth, Stars fifth, great time from him. Matsoid sixth, Peter seventh, Trin eighth, T-Mac ninth, Tanis 10th. Got Geordie, Smitty, Apollo Pepsi, Wahid, Pondon combined, Sid, Lotus, Bandcamp, and Panda at the back not setting a time. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. Look at that. Down to 15th was 9/10 of a second. So that's just incredible.
I see Jacob reckons Stars lost exactly 1600ths.
Yeah, I'm sure that one's been noted by the stewards, so they'll have a look at it after the race.
Really good qualifying though.
Yeah,
super close.
incredible.
What a field. Even though it is all dry, which usually can lead to a slightly more boring race. Just with the pace of these guys, I don't think it's going to be boring at all.
Absolutely, especially if we've got a couple of good DRS straights, so hopefully we won't get much of a DRS train, and it'll be a bit like Spa. I think it was pretty entertaining. Like, we were worried a bit that it would be a fair DRS train, but I think especially in that Tier 2 race, we've really delivered. So hopefully we're getting set up for a pretty good race here. Okay, just waiting for the drivers to select their strategy, and they'll commence the formation lap in just a moment.
So it should be a tight battle up the front between the likes of Feber, Mikau, Stars, Artemis, all of those guys. Pacey up there as well. Even Matsoid coming out with a really good showing. I think it's going to be a tight battle for the podium.
Absolutely. All right, as we are on the grid, waiting for formation lap to commence, and they're away. Let's see what we've got for tyre strategy. Obviously, top 10 all starting on softs. We've got Geordie in P11 on the mediums, as well as Pondon down in P15 and Panda at the back P20. Everyone else starting on the softs. So we do expect this to be a one-stop strategy with soft runners pitting. It's around about lap 11 or 12, I think. Medium runners will be around lap 15 or 16 thereabouts. So be interesting to see if the safety car plays a role, as Feber and Mikau have completely bolted the rest of the fields, forming up behind Big Al in P3. Generally meant to keep just a couple of car lengths between each other, so they'll have to get a wriggle along. So Psycho, what are your predictions for the race? Any dark horses to be watching for today?
Oh, look, my hope is to see a lot of pink on the podium. I would
completely
love
unbiased assessment there.
Pink one too there. But no, in all honesty, I think Feber and Mikau are going to give it a really good go. Big Al is definitely a contender as well. And, you know, even though Trin is starting 8th, I wouldn't rule him out of a podium position.
Yeah, definitely. I think Big Al's definitely he's improved massively from last season. He's really putting the fight to Feber and Mikau. And I think that hard work from the Alpha Tauri guys as well, Pacey and Matsoid, really bringing it in that qualifying session. So hopefully their race pace is able to also match.
Speaking of dark horses, you never hear from Pacey in a race. He's just quiet. He's just there, does his thing, but he's managed to pull off 2 4th places in a row, and he's just this like. He's very quiet throughout the race. He didn't seem to do anything ridiculous, but he's just always up there. These last couple of races,
he's a very
anyway.
consistent driver. So yeah, I think he definitely does a good job of keeping his nose clean, staying away from those incidents, and yeah, makes the most of his opportunities. Alright, so our cars are forming up on the grid for the start of the race.
Apparently, Big Al is Ali's brother.
Yes, that's something Ali likes to remind everyone in chat every week. Alright. Lights are on. And we're away. Fever getting a decent start. Mikau comes across behind already to get the slipstream. It's come through turn 1. Pretty tidy so far. We've got Alpha Romeo a little bit wide there. Just going to jump back a little bit further. The Alpha Tauri of Matsoy make a bit of a dive. We've got Racing Point around as that star's gone around and there's a bit of wing gone everywhere. There's an Alpha Tauri caught up in that.
I think Pacey dove up the inside and actually hit Matzoid, and that caused the issue with Stars.
Oh, the two Alpha Tauris coming together. Franz is not going to be happy with that at all, as the field is spread massively down the Wellington Straight. A little bit, we've got Trin making a massive push. He's overtaken T-Mac. Oh, they're fighting side by side. Let's go through Woodcote as they come up. Still side by side as they're coming across the cops, but no, the Ferrari tucks in behind it smart. Jumping back a little bit. Sid. Oh, the Alpha Tauri of Matzoid running very wide there at cops.
Yeah, you can see Stars has got wing damage. He won't be happy with that at all. He made 2 positions before the first corner and then he just got taken out. Unfortunate.
Yeah, Phoebus looked like he's had a pretty decent start. Mikau's stuck with him. Big Al's dropping off a little bit though.
Now, Red Panda has made up 9 positions so far in the first lap,
Wow.
and Arnest made up 5.
That's a fantastic start. So we've got a bit of drama. Looks like Matzoid has gone around. Pacey and Matzoid both coming into the pits. Oh, double stacking at Alpha Tauri. We've got Wahid and Combined also in the pits now. We've still got a little bit of an issue with the timings. Mikau currently showing as our race leader, but it is definitely Fever.
My lap count also says lap 3.
Yeah, same with mine. Alright. So we have a bit of a look. There's a bit of a battle going on. A bit further back. Condon and the Red Bull.
Even more impressive, Red Panda made up those positions on medium tyres.
Absolutely. We're still waiting for the positions to normalise. Wahid and Matzoid are certainly not P1 and P2 at the moment.
No, this is a bit strange. Wahid on hard tyres?
Yeah, he's obviously going to try to go to the end. Matzoid opting for the softs, so he's 2 stopping. Pacing Combined chucking on the mediums. I may try and stretch those to the end, but it's going to be a pretty tall order to try and make those last, so they may have to do a stint at the end on the softs. Of course, if they've got 2 sets of medium tyres, they may be able to chuck on a second set if they've got a timeless safety car, but it's going to be a bit tricky for them from here. Going to jump up to Fever and Mikau. There's just a couple of tenths between them now, as I believe DRS has been enabled.
It does look like from PTR upwards, this sort of spreading away. Artemis is struggling to keep up with those guys.
Ooh, Mikau's so close to the back of the McLaren. So we've got a pretty fair train from the Mercedes of T-Mac all the way back. We do have a little bit of an incident. Looks like Apollo Pepsi has gone round. A bit of a flick spin. There may have been contact there with possibly the Haas of Pondon. Panda now up to P10. And jump back up to our leaders as they come to the hangar straight.
Doesn't look like Pepsi has any damage, which is good.
DRS on Mikau now, the racing point. Closing that gap massively. He's not going to have it go into Stowe. But Big Al sticking right with them. Peter as well. Right on the back of their train as well.
Mikau under a lot of pressure. The race seems to be normalising at this point. Not too much going on as the trains start to form.
Yeah, just keeping an eye on T-Mac as well. He's under a lot of pressure from the Ferrari of Trin as Mikau has to think about going in at Brooklands, but is that contact? Big Al's gone rounds. Big Al's touched the back of Mikau, and he's dropped a number of positions now.
I don't think Ali would approve.
Let's see if I report that one. I'll check it up in a moment. Jump back up to Fever.
Sid on Condon.
No, he tucks it back in. Nice decision. Side by side through Cops is rarely going to work.
That would have been an event.
He's going to chuck it up to Mikau again. So he gets DRS on the hanger straight. He's still not able to get the job done.
Fever must be running really low downforce.
That, or he might be using his energy. He has a little bit of a moment there. So he comes through club. Tail happy there. Just going to run this replay, see if we've caught Big Al and his little spin.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at chat.
Yeah, it's like he tried to have a very late moment on the inside of Mikau, but he just wasn't close enough to be able to get the move done. Fever goes very defensive on the Wellington straight, but Mikau just not quite close enough. McLaren is super slippery on the straights.
Maybe he's used some of Smitty's baby oil.
I don't think the McLarens and the Ferraris are going to be talking to each other at the moment, but come through Cops. Not a lot happening there. Pretty close behind us. We've got T-Mac has picked up our first penalty of the race. Super extension. Peter so close to the back of the racing point. And we've all got DRS open.
Combat followed suit on the penalty train.
Oh, the racing point has a bit of a look, but he just can't quite close it. He's not
Sid on Condon. Going into Stowe, he'll make it. Yeah, on the inside.
Yeah,
Condon fighting back hard.
Good move by the Rebel driver. Haas does... No, he doesn't. Try and stick it down the inside. And chuck it a bit further back to Lotus. Having a little look at Stars, who's currently trying to storm through the field. He's already up to P14 after having a pit for a wing.
And Stars hasn't pit yet. He still
he stayed out. He stayed out with his broken wing.
He's pushing for a one-stop.
Doing well. But yeah, he's definitely out of position at the moment. Going to chuck it back up to our leader as Mikau is finally making a move on the Wellington straight. Gets the job done. Peter has dropped off a little bit.
Our three leaders have started pulling away from Artemis, so they've definitely running off into the sunset at the moment.
Yeah, and there's a fair train forming behind Artanis as well. It's all the way down to P10. See if Fever's got any answer. Is it Mikau's move? So they come down the hanger straight. Looks like a bit too far back. Doesn't make a move. Look at Artanis. Still got a fair gap on the Mercedes of T-Mac.
I think Trent's tired of seeing the back of that Mercedes wing, but he just can't get past him. The DRS from Artemis is just too strong.
Absolutely. As we're seeing Pondon trying to get back at Sid, who picks up a 3-second penalty. Too aggressive on the curbs.
I'd say that'd be a turning point pretty soon because Pondon is on medium, Sid's on soft, so Pondon's tyres will outlast him.
And we're jumping back up to the leaders again. Got DRS on the straight, but Fever's dropped off a little bit from Mikau. He's not quite close enough to get the position back. Jump to Red Bull, Big Al, who's... I don't think he's picked up any damage, but he's having a bit of trouble trying to get past some of the midfield drivers. His DRS train's pretty powerful. Artanis doing pretty well at the front of it. He's towing them all along, but he doesn't quite have the pace to close the gap to Peter. It's blown out to 4 seconds.
Trin is putting T-Mac under an immense amount of pressure, but he's not cracking yet.
And jump back up to Fever. Got DRS on Mikau. He's gonna have a look. No, he tucks it back in. Have a look at Trin. Oh, we got a bit of a movement from Geordie on Big Al.
Big Al goes in really deep, makes contact with Geordie.
Ah, this is not a good camera angle.
Concedes both positions. Red Panda up to 9th. He is charging.
Oh, he's run a bit wide.
Oh, snap of oversteer. That was close.
Ah, come on, Codemasters, give me something here.
Red Panda on the inside of Geordie making
There we
contact there. That was a very aggressive move.
So, yeah, and Geordie almost out of DRS range of Smitty because of that little battle. He's just holding on though.
Ooh, Red Panda running wide through Cops. And he just cannot overtake with DRS on the hanger straight if the car in front of you also has DRS. There's just no chance.
What I'm surprised by is just Artanis is still holding on to this lead of this pack.
Well, what's actually quite impressive is T-Mac is using all of his ERS to keep up with him because he knows if he loses him, he's going to drop back and Trin will overtake him. But Artanis is staying ahead and he's not really using as much ERS as I would have thought.
Yeah, Artanis almost has the pace of the race leaders, but because he's dropped out of that DRS zone, he's going to have to do it the hard way as Geordie and Panda going side by side. Through Village, but Mercedes stays in front. He has dropped out of DRS range. He's still got it from the detection point just before, but unless he can close that gap down, he's going to be very vulnerable to the Williams and the Red Bull.
Very aggressive by Red Panda there. Barging his way past Geordie, but I don't think Geordie has an answer. He has no ERS left. He's used everything fighting Panda.
Panda just getting back inside a second of Smitty.
Smitty looking tired of sitting behind his teammate.
Wonder if Mattia Bonotto gets on the radio. Swap the positions.
Not with Smitty's ERS levels. FIBA in the pits, PTR in the pits.
Okay, trigger's been pulled.
Oh, FIBA, 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, but PTR did actually hit him across the line, so
yeah,
I don't know if that's going to be looked at.
Maybe overturned after the race. We'll just see. Hopefully he doesn't have to serve it in the pits.
I don't think you can serve it in the same lap you get it.
Sure, hopefully his... it does sound like the guns are working, so... That's fortunate. He should hopefully be able to get that overturned after the race.
Yeah, he did serve it.
Peter also had wing damage, so he's getting that replaced as well, so...
I think he got that when he hit back
yes.
of FIBA.
Yeah, good point. Okay, we're going to jump up to T-Mac, who's holding the rest of the field behind him. Mikau, meanwhile, stayed out on those soft tyres.
That's quite an early pit stop from FIBA. Obviously trying the undercut.
Yeah, we had just after they crossed the line, the AWS Insights popped up to say that the pit window had opened for medium runners. Or for soft runners to jump onto the mediums.
Yeah, I have to keep an eye on Mikau to see if he pits or if he's going to try and push hard, see if he can make an overcut work. Jacob Meister in chat saying, okay, so Smitty is faster than you. Can you confirm you understand the message? Mikau in the pits.
Okay, he's responded. There's T-Mac. Is he going to come in as well? And he
Trent
does.
coming in. T-Max coming in.
So Smitty will be forced to stay out as he's having to defend from Panda. He's on the medium tyre.
Oh,
a bit of contact. Oh, a bit of contact. Panda's gone round.
No!
Panda's gone round. He's into the wall and broken his wing. And just as I was about to say, he's gone from last place to first place. And no, the battle at the final corner. And he spins into the pit wall and breaks his front wing. It's really unfortunate. It was a great drive from him to get to that position. And unfortunately, didn't have to fight that hard. He had the medium tyres. He could have just waited for the straight and he would have had DRS. But yeah, unfortunately, I think it's just a racing incident. And Smitty
he
holds the lead.
He's in so much trouble now because he's too early to pit for softs and the hards are terrible. He's going to have to pit for softs and pray for a late safety car.
Absolutely. I'll just have a quick look at that replay, which we caught. So they were battling incredibly hard as we were following T-Mac into the pits. And then, side by side, the Ferrari and the Mercedes. They had a bit of contact mid-corner, and then at the exit, the Mercedes hitting the back tyre of the Ferrari and spun around.
So the undercut very, very strong as Fever comes out ahead of Mikau.
Yeah, it's still within a second though, so at least he should be able to pick up the DRS. Smitty should be coming into the pits this lap. I don't think those softs are going to last much longer, and he does peel off, as does Big Al.
That wing change has really hurt PTR, so he's dropped back into 8th. He's well and truly off Mikau, but it has actually helped Artemis out because Artemis has caught up to him now.
So Geordie has now taken the lead of the race as we've got the AlphaTauri of, I think that's Matsoid, is coming out of the pits onto the medium tyres, so he's about to be lapped. He'll be praying for a safety car to come and save his race a bit. So we've got Pondon now in P2 as Feber sets the fastest lap of the race, the 127.2. And Feber is our effective race leader at the moment, with Mikau just 6/10 behind him. Peter's still effectively P3.
Yep.
But he is about 5.5 seconds off the leaders, so with Artanis breathing down his neck as well, but we saw he didn't quite have the pace to stick with them.
No, PDR's flying. He set the fastest lap at a 26.5, which is half a tenth faster than Feber.
I'm going to jump down to, I think that's Sid, under a lot of pressure from Apollo Pepsi.
Matt Dabry in chat asking that he wishes Panda street races with face cam.
I feel sorry for him. He's apparently he had ABS on so far this season. He only discovered that today, and so he found quite a bit of pace, as we could see. So yeah, very unfortunate that's happened. Let's jump up to Mikau. Right on the back of Feber again. He's closed it all the way back to 2/10.
Smitty is absolutely breathing down Trin's neck.
Surely the Ferrari drivers have got to make some sort of decision. Whoever's the fast one, let them through, hurting the team otherwise. As Pepsi is in front of Sid now. Got the move done. Stars as well, now P13. Just got that front wing repaired.
He'd be looking to claw back and try and get in some points positions. Halfway through the race, he's got another 13 laps to see what he can do. Mikau has made up quite a bit of ground to Fever, back down to 3/10.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets him on the hanger straight. So come through cops. I think came from Lotus, having a bit of a battle. All Band has to get on the brakes to avoid hitting the back of the Alfa Romeo. Jump back up to Mikau. He's not using his ERS, so he's probably waiting. Oh, he's basically pushing him through the corner.
Mikau's saving it. He knows it's a long race.
We got Panda. He's come back out on the soft tyres, so he'll probably have to pit again. all over the back of Bandcamp. So coming to the hangar straight, should be able to get the position pretty easily.
Man, I am getting like 2019 flashbacks looking at these two Ferraris.
Absolutely, he's desperate to get past. And it looks like he's got past Bandcamp. Couldn't get it done on the straight, but he got it into the last couple of corners. Trin's really not able to close the gap onto T-Mac. Still a couple of tenths of a second.
Mikhail is significantly faster than Fever. He's letting off the gas. He's coasting into the end of straights, just saving energy.
Yeah, smart play. So through Maggots and Beckett's to jump back on board with the pink Mercedes as they come onto the hangar straight. And I think he's going to get the job done this time. The McLaren moves to the inside to the cover. Mikhail moves back to the racing line. They are side by side. McLaren's making this move very difficult. Racing point. Sniff, but again, not quite able to get the job done. And he didn't use any of his overtake there. I feel like if he had have just given a little bit of a squirt, he would have been able to get the move done. He'll have to wait for the next time around. May even get him on the Wellington straight here. He's very close.
I think Mikhail's happy to just sit behind for now.
No, he's got the overtake on now, so he's really gone for the move. McLaren has to tuck in behind. And Mikhail has taken over the effective lead of the race. Geordie's good 10.7 seconds clear of Pondon. He's enjoying the clean air. And Pondon just 5 seconds in front of Mikhail. Smitty picking up a 3-second penalty, so getting a bit frustrated behind his teammate. Back to Team Mac.
The chat's getting very frustrated with Trin.
Absolutely, and yeah, it's cost him a penalty. So at this point, I mean, if Smitty's got the penalty, swap the positions, Trin just has to stay within 3 seconds and he'll get it back. And if Smitty is faster, he'll clear Team Mac pretty quickly. So that's what they should be doing, but as long as they're not costing each other time, play on.
Alright, Geordie's in the pits.
Okay, so that means Pondon is out effective, well, he's a race leader at the moment, but Mikhail will inherit that lead when he comes in. So we've got about 10 laps remaining, so we'll see our medium runners come in to change for the soft tyre.
I believe he's our last one combined. We'll need to pit at some point. And so will Pacey.
Yeah, Pacey may try and stretch those mediums, but he'll really be hoping for a safety car, I think.
Yep.
So we've got a bit of train falling behind T-Mac in P6, and that goes all the way down to P10. And Geordie's attached himself to the back of that train as Combined YouTuber has left the session. Unfortunately, yeah, he's down to P19 there, came into the pits, so maybe just a... had enough.
Possibly. Oh, Smitty is basically pushing Trin through Max and Beckett's. Alright, Pondon's in the pits.
And there we go, Mikhail is our race leader. Fever in P2, and Peter is in P3, so still a couple of seconds off Fever. What's the gap? 4.6 seconds. So he has brought it down a little bit, but not having that DRS, it's going to take a little bit of time to catch it.
Yeah, now, just looking at Geordie, he's got those fresh softs. The guys on front have the mediums, so he would be looking at him try and make a couple of positions.
Yeah, he really needs to clear this pack as quickly as possible as Pondon comes out of the pits in P13, which is behind Stars.
Ah, as I say that, Jordy picks up a 3-second penalty.
This is currently our closest battle on the track at the moment. We do have Fever just a couple of tenths behind Mikau, but doesn't really have any answer to him on the straights at the moment. Oh, as Geordie looks so desperate to get past the Red Bull. Had a little bit of a think about going through cops side by side, but even with those fresh softs, you don't want to risk it. He's in a good position. He can gain some decent points here for Williams.
Yeah, he needs to make a move, but at the same time he's got to play it safe, but he doesn't want his tyres to go off.
Red Bull's so close to the back of Smitty.
Oh, this train!
Peter's picked up a 3-second penalty as well.
Geordie up inside!
Side by side, Geordie sent it. He's getting a bit impatient, stuck behind his medium runners. And he can't quite get it done.
Oh, that was risky. Oh no.
Yeah, he's thinking about it in turn 1. I don't think Abbey's a good place to pass. Oh, he sends it. He sends it down the inside. There's contact. The Red Bull goes off the track. Looks like their tyres interlocked a little bit. And Big Al loses out there. Geordie gains the position.
I'd say that might have to get looked at.
Yeah, it was
a bit of a dive.
Yeah. He came from a long way back.
Smitty, no!
Oh, Smitty's gone round. Smitty has gone round. Looks like he's touched the grass.
I think Smitty used too much baby oil.
I think he's, clearly getting very frustrated, stuck behind his teammate. Just made a little mistake. Picked up that penalty a bit earlier.
Smitty is in Seb's Ferrari, right?
He is, yes. Spinella.
All is right with the world.
Smitty picks up another penalty as well, so bad to
no. That'll effectively drop him outside the points.
Going to jump back to Stars now, who just picked up a penalty. He's gone off! He's gone off! Oh, just as I come on board. I'm so sorry, Stars. Oh, no. He lost it through Maggots and Beckett's. He's got a bit of wing damage. Oh, no. I put the jinx on him.
He has not had a good race.
Bandcamp picks up a 3-second penalty for corner cutting. Captain Clean unable to keep it so. Oh, Stars is really struggling. He's coming into the pits. Just gonna have a quick look at that replay. That was immediately as I jumped on board. Oh, it's such a shame. He's taken too much of the inside curb and he's just lost the rear and it spat him straight into the outside wall. Oh,
Geordie gets past T-Mac. Trent is also past T-Mac. So T-Mac's dropped 2 positions now to Trent and Geordie. Trent finally has clean air for the first time in the race. Let's see what he can do.
He's all over the back of the Ferrari. Those fresh softs. Giving him so much more grip and speed. Just look as he closes through Maggots and Beckett's. And into Chapel as well. He gets the DRS. Ferrari obviously doesn't get it. It's the front of the train. And it should be a pretty simple overtake bit. Geordie has no ERS left. He's used absolutely all of it to clear this train. And he gets through. Mercedes a bit further back of T-Mac.
I didn't realise this. T-Mac actually has 8 seconds with the penalties.
Yeah, I think did he speed in the pits or...
He must have.
Those lines, yeah.
Let's look at...
So this train's still going on, so now Geordie is leading it, and I won't be surprised if he is able to pull away from the field.
Geordie and Artemis have both made 6 positions.
Quick look at the penalties while we're at it. So Fever's got that 5-second penalty after he was hit across the pit line by Peter. We've got a bit of battle. T-Mac and Smitty side by side. Smitty gets the position. So we've also got, Geordie 3-second penalty. Smitty 6 seconds. T-Mac 8. Got Sid on 3. Lotus on 9. Wahid and Bandcamp on 3. Stars and Combined on 6. So the Combined has left the session. And there's all the grid positions. changed.
Geordie has broken the DRS to Trent. That looks like Trent might have gotten it back.
Jumping a little bit further back, we've got Panda all over the back of Sid. Out of Chapel onto the hanger straight. Panda looks pretty hungry to get this position. Already passed him well before the braking zone. Pacey just behind Sid as well. Still on those mediums, so 17 laps old.
He's got nothing to lose at this point. He's out of the points. Might as well try and stretch him.
Yeah, he's got 5 laps to go in the race. He may be able to make them last as the Red Bull struggles through that final corner. Big corner oversteer.
Oh, lock up by all 3 of them.
Pacey got DRS, he's using the overtake, goes for the move, gets it done.
Oh, not quite. Panda's fighting back.
Ooh, and Sid backs out of it. Pacey tries to go on the outside. He does have much older tyres, so Pacey impressively getting past. Jump back up to the Ferrari train. Well, actually, Geordie's going to make a move on the Haas of Artanis now. Goes up into P4. Gets done. Big Owl all over the back of Trin. Pacey picks up a 3-second penalty.
Oh no. My intervals have reset.
Yeah, so do mine. As they come across the line, it should correct itself. Big Owl so close to the back of the Ferrari.
Big Owl in a bit of a Ferrari sandwich at the moment.
Trin going defensive. Big Owl just a couple of tenths behind him. He's on those slightly fresher mediums. He's got a yellow flag in Sector 3. Looks at the racing point of Stars.
Stars, yep.
Oh, what's happening there? Is that a moment or something?
No, I think he might be going for fastest lap.
Ah, okay. Fair enough. Jump back down, back up to Trin. Super defensive.
Bieber just whiffed Macau's exhaust.
So combined in the chat was just saying that he forgot to load a setup before the start of quali. So that's very unfortunate for him.
Bieber giving it absolutely everything trying to catch Macau.
He's only got a couple of laps to go, so he's done very well sticking with Macau, but just hasn't really shown yet that he's able to get past him.
The thing is, though, he's got double Macau's ERS.
Okay, fighting so
So
much,
he has
dummying him, trying to get him to burn it, yeah.
Which is, it's odd though. I would have thought Macau would have expected a move like this. He's done this enough times with Revo.
Let's see how it plays out.
Oh, this train is just insane. T-Max caught up to the back of it now.
Trin goes defensive again, but he's just a little bit too far in front for Big Al to be able to make a move.
Big Al's getting frustrated. You can see it.
Oh, Stars has gone round.
Oh no.
Oh no, yeah, he's at Village. Caught up to the back of Matsoid, and he's gone round. Just all the Wellington straight. Tannis has been able to stick with Geordie as well. I just wonder if the Williams tyres have started to go off a little bit, as we've got, Racing Point getting out of the way of the leaders.
Stars showing absolute class, completely getting out of the way of the
having a good look at the Ferrari, and he's gone round. He's gone round.
Oh, Big Al.
Big Al again, the same corner. Oh, that's unfortunate.
He'll not be happy with this race.
Have a quick look at that again. So yeah, he came from a long way back. It was a big dive, and I think he decided to back out of it at the last second. And I don't think there was contact. He was briefly alongside. He's just locked up and carried too much speed around, and the rear stepped out. Unfortunately, he's dropped down to 9th position outside of DRS range. So Trin feeling a bit more comfortable now. He's just got his teammate behind him. Teammate staying along for the ride.
Yeah, it's sort of swapped around now. Smitty's still stuck behind Trent, but T-Max at the back of the train now.
Star picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Unfortunately, his race gone from bad to worse for him.
It's just insult to injury at this point.
As we come around for the second last lap.
Tannis on Geordie.
Looks like those softs have fallen off the cliff. Now Tannis right on the back of the Williams.
Geordie might have ran wide through Abbey. I think he had a moment.
Going up to our lead as Fever so close to the back of Mikau. Is he making his push for the race lead? He's using the overtake. He's got DRS open. Is he going to send it at the end of the hanger straight? Mikau goes defensive. Fever cuts the inside. They're side by side as they go through Stowe. The McLaren is in front, but they're side by side as they come into Vale.
Mikau's pushing
him. Oh, they touch. The hand goes up from the McLaren driver. They're still side by side, interlocking wheels, and they come through the final corner, and the McLaren has taken the lead of the race. He timed that to perfection, Fever. He had so much more ERS than Mikau, and he used it all on the hanger straight, got the lead back, but we do have 2 more DRS zones for him to defend this lead. Big lock up as they come through a twisty section before the Wellington straight. Mikau also on the fresher tyres, and being out in front, they won't have too much wear on them. Fever goes defensive very early, going to switch back to Mikau, who's quite a way back. He's already dropped back to about 4/10.
He got a bad exit out of the loop.
He's also running very low on fuel. The indicator lights come on the telemetry. He may not be able to push as hard as Fever, who now is out to half a second. And I think he's got it done. I don't think he's close enough.
We'll have to see what happens through here.
That's already 7/10. I think he's nailed it to perfection.
Fever not taking any chances, emptying his ERS.
Absolutely, he's used absolutely all of it. He's gone purple in Sector 2 on that lap. His fuel lights come on as well, but I think he's in a better position than Mikau. Come around the final corner. Fever crosses the line first. But he does have a 5-second penalty, which he will probably appeal. Mikau takes the checkered flag after the penalty. Peter comes across the line in P3. Tannis a bit further back in 4th. He's got Geordie all over the back of him, but Tannis has got back past Geordie. So he did get the move done while we were up with the race leaders. And Tannis 4th, Geordie's 5th. Smitty across the line in 6th, but just gets demoted. Trink goes up to 5th on penalties. T-Mac 8th. Big Al jumps up to 7th. Not too bad after a couple of spins, but could have been so much better. Apollo Pepsi defending from Pondon comes across the line.
Oh, there was no time.
That was 1/10. 1/10 across the line there. Great work there. Panda 12th, Pacey 13th, Sid 14th, jumping on board with Wahid. He's got Lotus just behind him, but I think Lotus has DC'd.
Yeah, I think we're just waiting on Ben.
Yeah, Bandcamp and Matsoid the last 2.
Oh man, what a race. That was non-stop from the midfield. Even Fever and Mikau were just at each other the whole race long.
Yeah, we did see though that it was just so difficult to break that DRS train. You had normally at the front of them was someone you just couldn't pass on the straights, and everyone behind just kind of had to follow the leader until someone made a mistake. So yeah, not too bad. And a great finish as well with FIBA making the most of that move at the end, and I'm sure we'll hear in the coming days whether or not he's able to get that penalty overturned. Of course, he got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pits, but was hit across the line by Peter.
I do hope that he has his footage available.
Absolutely.
For that one.
Sucker, would you be able to check if our top 3 drivers are able to come in for a chat?
Yeah. I'll pretend I remember who the third one was.
Thank you very much.
Peter.
Peter, yes.
All right, let me go and have a look.
Okay. Just run through our finishing order. So we've got Mikau P1, FIBA P2, and Peter P3. Then we've got Artanis, Trin, Geordie, Big Al, Smitty, with the 2 Ferraris finishing in the top 10. T-Mac P9, Polypepsi 10th, both McLarens getting points. And we've got Pondon Panda, who had a decent recovery after breaking his front wing, getting back up to 12th, but yeah, could have been so much better. Pacey 14th after, I think he did end up one-stopping from that first lap on the medium, so great effort by him. We've got Sid, Wahid, Bandcamp, Lotus, Matsoid combined, and Stars at the back. I'll just chuck it into Race Director. Oh, no, too late. Anyway, just waiting. Okay, hello, FIBA. First of all, congratulations on at least officially getting 2nd place, but tell us about that penalty you picked up in the pit lane. I assume you got hit over the line by Peter?
Yeah, well, I broke down, I knew the pit lane's slow, so I broke, got into the speed limit, and then he just steamed in and hit me. So
yeah,
I think he broke his wing on that.
I assume you're going to be appealing that one with the stewards to get that overturned?
Yep, yeah, I will be.
No worries. Well, it was a great way to finish the race. What made you decide to go on the second last lap? Because obviously you would have had to defend on that final lap, but you did it so well.
Well, I'd saved up my ARS quite a lot. I think I had like 85%, something like that. Pretty really high number just from the DRS. It's really OP. So I was just sitting there, and then I knew if I overtook him on the second last lap, I had enough to just kind of get a bit of a gap going with the rest of my battery.
Absolutely, and it looked like you were managing the fuel a lot better than Mikau as well. I jumped on board with Mikau and his fuel light was already on at the start of that final lap. So had you been managing the fuel too?
Yeah, I'd been sticking in lean and just sitting in the slipstream of the DRS.
Excellent. Well, a fantastic race from you. Thank you so much for joining us, and go have a good break. Well done.
Thank you.
Cheers, FIBA. I'll see if I can get Mikau.
That'd be great. Thank you.
I've got Mikau.
Hello.
Hey, Mikau. Congratulations on getting the win. Well, officially, we're not sure how the I think FIBA's indicated he's going to appeal the penalty he got in the pits, but yeah, pretty good race from you. But it looked like just at the end you didn't quite have the ARS or the fuel to defend from FIBA. We'll get the spot back.
Yeah, I mean, just the DRS is stupid this game. Not really much to say on it. But yeah, pace was good, balance was good. Qualifying was a bit disappointing, but it is what it is.
Yeah, we've noticed it was particularly competitive between obviously you, FIBA, but also Big Al and Peter as well, right up there in qualifying. But you guys just seem to have the pace and more importantly the consistency to just keep clear of the rest of the guys throughout the race. Had you been putting in a lot of practice this week?
No, not really. I mean, I did a few runs before the race tonight, but aside from that, no, not a whole lot. But no, I'll still take the result whatever it comes to.
Yeah, no worries. Oh, well, thank you so much for coming in and have a quick chat with us. Yeah, congratulations on the official win, but yeah, obviously we'll wait and see what happens in the next couple of days with the results there. So thank you very much for joining us.
No worries.
See you, Mikau.
Bye.
I'll grab PTR.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get Peter in P3.
I am with PTR.
Hey Peter, congratulations on your podium, first of all. Can you just talk us through what happened in the pit stop? Because you were right on the tail of both Mikau and Fever, but it looked like there might have been some contact on the pit entry and you broke your wing, is that right?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was my fault or his fault, but I ended up going to the back of him and he got a 5-second for it and I got a wing damage.
That's unfortunate. You'd been doing so well up until that point, especially defending from Big Al as well, who was right with you for a fair portion of that first stint. Yeah, and then it was a bit of a lonely race for the rest of us, right? You kind of about 5 seconds off the leaders and about, 5-10 seconds in front of the guys behind.
Yeah, I couldn't catch up because of DRS. I was trying everything, but I just couldn't. And our Artanis, I don't think it was quick enough, so yeah.
Yeah, I think we noticed that a fair bit, that once people dropped out of DRS range, they just kind of dropped off completely, not able to get back. But one thing that was interesting was that it seemed pretty difficult to pass the lead car anyway, even with the DRS in those trains. Was that just from managing your energy and your fuel, just not wanting to push too hard too early?
Yeah, I guess I just didn't want to push too hard in the spin like I always do, so I was just trying to keep behind the DRS zone, but then I got the wing damage, so yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, still a really good result for you. Yeah, as you say, a couple of good positions you've been in the past, and unfortunately it's not gone your way, but at least this time you can say you got a podium out of it, so congratulations and thanks for joining us.
Alright, thank you.
See you, PTR.
Okay, so that's going to be it for our Tier 1 coverage. We're going to take a short break now, about 15 minutes until the Tier 2 race starts. So thank you so much, Psycho, for joining me in the commentary booth this weekend. I hope you enjoyed the race. Unfortunately, didn't quite go Racing Point's way. But hopefully you can change that in the Tier 2 race shortly. So good luck.
Yeah, it's been
good
a
luck with
pleasure.
that.
Thank you for having me. I'll see you guys later.
Okay, thank you, Psycho. All right, guys, we'll see you in about 15 minutes. We're going to take a short break, and we'll see you then. Stay with us. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Aussie Formula Racing's coverage of Tier 2 and Round 3 of Season 6 here at Silverstone in Great Britain. Just loading into the race session now and waiting for the weather forecast for qualifying. It is dry, so we'll have Bandcamp coming back up in a second to let us know what the race forecast is. We run down the track, so it's 5.8 kilometre circuit. We have 2 DRS zones, one on the Wellington Straight, one on the Hangar Straight, 18 corners all up. And last season, had a bit of drama in Tier 2. It's Psycho going into Abbey just to show how precarious it can be. Cold tyres, just loses the rear, steps out as he leans on it a bit too hard. Very easy to get thrown back. We also have same race. We had lights at Cops. Just losing the car on the exit, putting it into the wall, damaging the front wing. Started a pretty bad race. We have back in Season 4, we had a 4-way battle. So going to Stowe between Farmadingo, Charlie, Speedy Boy and CRXQZ. The 2 Williams coming together, both spinning in harmony and picking up some damage. Okay, jumping back across to the race session now, and I'm joined by Bandcamp. How are you?
Bad, not too bad. And yourself?
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Do you have a weather forecast for us?
I do have a weather forecast, and qualifying is all dry, and we have a dry race, except heavy rain at the end, potentially.
Ooh, heavy rain.
Heavy rain.
Wow. All right. That will spice things out for sure. We had a bit of rain at the end of the Tier 2 race last season as well, which didn't quite force them all into the wet tyres, but was slippery enough to cause a bit of a hassle. So that'll be very interesting to spice things up at the end. Okay, drivers are out on track at the moment. We've got a Haas at the lead of the pack. I believe that's Hero. Jump on board with him. This is the first one on a hot lap. At Bandcamp, you've got one new driver in the field tonight. Are you able to give us a bit of a rundown who he is?
Yes. I'm not sure if you've set a nickname for him as yet.
Not yet.
But he goes by the name of Conrod, and used to race with him way back on Xbox 360 in F1 2011, 12, 13. So yeah, good to see him back on the PC, getting back into it. So all the best to him.
Absolutely. All right, Hero, our first driver on a hot lap. He's coming to Village now. Completely flat corner now as he opens up the DRS on the Wellington Straight. Coming into Brooklands now, brakes at the 50-metre board, turns in aggressive on the curve, didn't quite take as much as he can, runs out very wide for the apex at Luffield. Cuts the corner at Woodcote. Comes down the Cops, turns it into the 50-metre board, keeps it completely flat, runs out very wide, doesn't invalidate though, kept the foot in it too. The Haas driver comes into Maggots and Beckett's. Comes to Chapel now, runs very wide, quite get it hooked up there as he comes onto the Hangar Straight. Stowe gets right up on the curb, gets put in it nice and tidy there, gets right up on the exit curb, doesn't go too far, comes to Vale, takes a little bit too much of that hard red curb, misses the apex as he comes into Club, and comes across the line with 125.1, so pretty solid banker time, but he will be wanting to improve that. But as we saw a few drivers in the Tier 1 race, yeah, really hard to get a lap in if you push too hard too early. Got to build up to that confidence. We've got Lights coming across the line with 125.4. And his teammate, Flyboy, about to start a lap, so we'll jump on board with him. Late call up. Unfortunately, Vass had a bit of a power issue at home, so unfortunately not able to partake. And thanks to Flyboy for filling in, as that was the Mercedes pointing the wrong way. I think Matt just lost it on his outlap. And Flyboy getting a nice toe from his teammate. Lights doing a great job, gets out of the way.
Nuts also lost his end plate coming out of the pits, so
oh dear.
There goes his first run.
racing point off the track at Chapel. Spyboy comes through, Maggots and Beckett's. Saxa already retiring turn 1, and that's exactly where I showed in the pre-race video. The same point that Psycho went off.
Yeah, it is a tricky one. Easy to get wrong.
Flyboy looks like a pretty decent lap. I think Lights tried to do a sneaky one there, cutting a few of the corners to try and give his teammate another toe. It is actually against AFR rules to do that, so I hope he doesn't do a repeat of that later. As Flyboy comes across the line in 11th with 126.2. We'll jump back to the Renault Combat, I think that is. Coming across the line, 125.840. And let's see what we got on the lap. Pretty much everyone, most are going to be a few drivers doing multiple laps in the mediums. So just trying to get their eye in on a slower tyre. Doesn't look like anyone's really going to try and start on it though in the top 10. We've got Baitmate up in P4 doing 125.4 on his medium tyre, but suspect it's not going to be quite quick enough to keep him in the top 10, so he'll come out on the softs a bit later. So we've got a couple of drivers on outlaps at the moment. We've got Mr. Spicer, who did pretty well last week. Unfortunately, had one or two issues that kept him out of getting a really good result, but what did he win last week? I don't think he won, did he?
I think he got the podium.
Winding up for his lap. Okay, on board with Mr. Spicer for this hot lap. Keeps it flat through Abbey, takes a little bit of curb. Coming into farm. Bit deep, misses apex slightly, but can recover from that. A little bit of correction there on throttle as he comes through Village. Down the Wellington straight. Turning into Brooklands. A little bit tentative through there, but keeps it tidy. Runs deep in Luffield, takes that late apex. Gets on the throttle nice and early, a little bit squeamish on throttle there. Woodkit doesn't quite cut the corner as much as we've seen some others do it. And comes into Cops. Keeps it flat. He hasn't validated. He ever so much touched that line with his right tyre, and that's all you have to do to invalidate here. We'll jump up to Wingman. Also on a lap. Oh, a bit of traffic. McLaren and Wingman invalidates. A bit distracted there by the two drivers trying to get out of the way. Unfortunately for him, that's his lap done. Jumping on board with Jacob Meister starting his first hot lap of the qualifying session. We've got 9.5 minutes to go. You can see a little bit tidier through farm there than Mr. Spicer. A bit better on the throttle application as he comes through Village onto the Wellington straight. Brooklands turns into the 50-metre mark, trail braking all the way through, touches the curb nicely, runs deep into Luffield. Keeps it a bit tighter than we've seen some of the other guys. Normally you want to open it up a little bit more so you can get on the throttle nice and early. A little bit of wiggle from the car in the exit there. Goes through Woodcote, cuts that corner nicely. Into Cobbs, turns it in. Not quite early enough. He's running very wide, but gets it done. I didn't see if he lifted there, but he definitely missed the apex. You want to take it nice and early. Goes through Maggots and Beckett's. Quite aggressive on the curves. Comes through Chapel. Yeah, he's missed the apex slightly there as well. Coming down the hanger straight. Goes into Stowe. Oh, he gets right up over the curve, touches the grass. Compromises his exit a little bit. Coming into Vale now. Nice on the curve on the entry. And the Club on the throttle nice and early. Aggressive on the curbs. And that's set to 125.049. So P2, definitely some time to find there, but great effort by Jacob, really keeping his qualifying form at the moment. We've seen he's qualified very well in the first 2 rounds as well, so well done to him. Going to jump up with Quantum Effect, who's our provisional pole sitter with a 124.861. Comes through Chapel now. Onto the hangar straight is 800ths of a second. Oh, Psycho's been disqualified for going the wrong way. Okay, that was interesting. Hello. Yep, there he goes. Interesting. A little bit of a lock-up from Quantum there. In Vale. Goes through Club. Let's compromise his line a little bit. Runs out a bit wide. He did improve by 16 thousandths, but Batemate has just snuck in a pole time of 124.651 as well. Great work from him. Lights as well on a lap. Through Club. Improved slightly by 800ths, but just a couple of tenths behind Keeper at the moment. The Haas of Mika coming into the last couple of corners as well. He's currently half a second up on his time. It's going to put him up to P8 if he can finish it off nicely. It goes up to P6. He found even more time in those last couple of corners. Great work by Mika. A couple of Ferraris coming around the final corner. That's a little bit bully. He may have validated that first lap. He's going again. Oh, yeah, a bit of a late apex. Ooh, looks like Bully's got some connection issues at the moment. Yep, jump on board with someone else. Look at King J, who invalidated. Opening up the DRS on the Wellington straight. Into Brooklands. Hasn't quite hit the apex, runs a bit deep. He's got Moses' line into Luffield, but he's gone very, very deep. He hasn't quite got the turn in that he needs. It's going to cost him a few tenths. Down the old pit straight. Turns into the cops. Oh, he's missed apex. Had to get right out of the throttle. I think he's going to have to abandon that lap. Get much more of an improvement from here. Jump up to Flyboy, who's currently on flying lap. And he's 300ths of a second up, and that will actually jump him above Jacob if he keeps that margin. Pit straight, turns into cops. Great commitment there, didn't lift at all. Very nice and tidy. No way he was invalidating. Goes through Maggots and Beckett's. Very aggressive on the curbs. A little shift down. Comes across the curb nicely. Into Chapel on the throttle nice and early. Opens up the DRS onto the hangar straight. It's a 10th up. It's going to put him into P3. He comes into Stowe. Missed the apex slightly, but got on the throttle. Nice and early. Coming into Vale. Brakes hard. A little bit of a lock up. Across the curb and into Club. On the throttle nice and early again. Comes across the line. It's P2. 124.806. A great lap from Flyboy. Puts it on the provisional front row. Great work by him. I think we've got a Williams of Mr. Spicer on a lap after invalidating that first run we were on board with.
Wingman's also just started a flying lap.
Excellent. Current driver currently in P8 with 125.2. Jump on board with him in a second. Spicer coming across the line. P5, 124.990. Great lap from him. I don't think he'll have enough time to get back to the pits. He's going to have to push pretty hard, given that he's just set that time on those tyres. We wouldn't want to make them any more worn than they already will be. Jumping on board with Wingman, going past the old pit straight.
I think he's
3 seconds
backed
up.
out of this. Yeah.
ERS is turned down to none,
Yeah.
so he'll be going again after this.
Keeper
Keeper,
coming
yes.
into the.
Currently a 10th up on his time. Comes across the line. Good enough for P9. 1,000th of a second quicker than Wingman. Skins is currently on a lap as well. Runs very wide at Cops and invalidates, so we'll jump down to Mr. Conrod. Ooh, he's run very deep. Didn't invalidate, but it's going to cost him a bit of time.
He's still going for it.
He's set for 3 yellow flags, but a Mercedes keeping out of the way there. Ooh, he's still not invalidated that. The track limits are a little bit forgiving for strict. He's going to get a bit of a toe on the hanger straight. Mercedes cuts to the inside. Ooh, and then goes straight on. It'll be a bit distracting for the Red Bull driver. Very tidy through Stoke. Coming into Vale. Very nice turn in. Ooh, it was a little bit deep. And yeah, he's gone right out wide. Keeps going.
Still hasn't invalidated.
and he's improved by 1.5 tenths. Well done. Nuts retired from the session. I don't think he's got any more time in it. Alright. Jump on board with Baitmate, who's our provisional pole sitter at the moment. Couple of tenths clear. Actually, I think Mick is already on a lap. We'll jump on board with him. And he's almost a 10th up. Nice turn in for Brooklands. Comes through Luffield. Pretty decent line up there. There's a Renault pointing the wrong way on the inside of the track there. I think that's Combat. Coming up to Cobbs. Turns it in nice and early. Taking a fair bit of curb. Doesn't invalidate on the exit. Keeps it flat. Mercedes off the track at Chapel. Hopefully that doesn't interfere. Pretty tidy through Maggots and Beckett's. Comes through Chapel as well. Good exit on the DRS. Onto the hanger straight. Mercedes staying out of the way. He's 1.5 tenths up. That will put him up to P3. Comes through Stowe. Just kisses the curb. Nice exit into Vale. Not a sign of a lock-up at all. He comes at the club. Very tidy on the throttle nice and early. Clips the curb. And that will put him up to P3 with a 124.843. Just 0.02 of a second quicker than Quantum. Going to jump back, I think. Baitmate is going to be the next one of those drivers. Or no, Quantum Effect is next. Tidy, Vale and Club across the line, improves by 2.5 tenths, goes on a provisional pole. Now I will jump back to Baitmate. Has he got a response as he comes through Club? Is that 8,000s down? And he goes pole, 124.530. Wow, great back and forth between Baitmate and Quantum Effect. So Williams takes pole position. I don't think there's anyone left to go. Just got Conrod needing to retire in the pits. That will be our qualifying session. So we've got Baitmate on pole position, Quantum Effect in the McLaren P2. Got Flyboy filling in the Alpha Tauri P3. The two Husp teammates, taking up 4th and 5th. Got Mr. Spicer in P6, Jacob Meister 7th, Ali 8th, Keeper 9th, Wingman in P10. And we'll bring up the rest in a moment now that the session has ended. So we've got Lights in P11. He'll have first choice of tyre. Being outside the top 10, he can choose whatever he likes. We've got Mickey in P12, Combat 13th, Skins 14, Bully 15th, Conrad making it up to 16th. Out qualifies King J and Saxa, with Nut not setting a time, unfortunately invalidating all of his laps, and Psycho getting disqualified for pointing the wrong way.
Makes for a very interesting race, I believe.
Yeah, interestingly, it looks like both the Renault drivers not setting a time on the soft. They set the quickest times on the medium, so maybe they didn't want to start on the softs at all. But that will mean they start right in the middle of the field.
They also get some fresh rubber, free choice of tyre.
They do. So we're just switching over to the race session, as you can see. A bit cloudy, and we do have a threat of rain coming later in the race. So, I mean, maybe the Renault driver's strategy is to start on the mediums and go until the rain. Those soft runners, potentially with that rain coming late, may have to pit twice. Hopefully, or maybe the Renault drivers are expecting just to pit once with the strategy that they're going for.
Well, it's possible that it might even just rain for the last couple of laps, so you might not even need the wet tyres, but I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, we saw that last season as well. The rain came in and a few people just hang on right till the end trying to extend their stints so they didn't have to pit more than once, but the rain didn't come hard enough for them to warrant the intermediates. But yeah, we're not quite sure when the rain's going to come in this session, so we'll just have to wait and see how it plays out. Just waiting for the drivers to finalise their strategies for the race, and then we'll break down what they're doing. Alrighty. Here we are on the grid. Okay, got the tyres. So, entire top 10 starting on the softs. We've got Lights, Mickey, and Combat opting for the softs. So, Renault splitting their strategy. Skins going for the medium. Same as King J, Saxon, Nut, and Psycho. Bully and the Ferrari opting for the hards. So, Ferrari master plan happening there. The only one opting for the hardest compound. Not a great race tyre, but he may be trying to go until the wet weather. We also have Conrad on the soft tyre at the back in P16.
Well, it's interesting for Bully there because if there's an early safety car, he can easily just jump onto the mediums and then do softs later on in the race. So, be interesting to see how his race pans out.
Yeah, definitely keep an eye on him. It's definitely not a quick tyre, but if it gives you that flexibility to only have to pit once when the rain comes, then yeah, I don't know that pitting straight away for a medium tyre would be a good idea if there's an early safety car. I think that's you may as well just chuck on the softs if you want to go for that strategy, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Bit of a gap forming between the Mercedes of Keeper and what was it, Keeper and the Red Bull of Ali?
Possibly.
Yeah, definitely spread out, so front runners will want to back up the pack a little bit because they don't want to be sitting on the grid cooling their tyres too much. To see them leading on the hanger straight. The AI takes over the cars, coming through Vale and Club.
I really hope that changes for future games. I really like to pull up into my grid spot, so
yeah,
maybe we'll see.
It'd be difficult for them to implement though. You don't want to see people getting penalties for being a millimetre out of position, so tricky one. Alright.
Cars lining up now.
Oh, what is this camera angle? That's better. Alright, The red light's coming on. And we're away. Oh, the Haas has a stonking start. He goes right through the middle. Look at that. They're 4 wide. Hero having an absolutely fantastic start. Goes up to P2. The other Haas goes a bit wide. That's one of the Alpha Tauris. Got a bit of jostling for position. Jacob side by side with Mika for P8. Oh, as all the positions are jumbled up.
Ooh,
Timing both, they're still side by side. Jacob and Mika.
Keeper's out. We've lost keeper straight away.
Oh, he's gone off. Yeah, what happened?
He's
There we go.
out.
Virtual safety car. Yeah, it looks like he's gone off just before farm. I don't know what's happened there. If he's maybe gone off the track and tried to rejoin, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's an unusual place to DNF.
I did see a couple of cars go very wide into turn 1. So
yeah, we had one of the Alpha Tauris, I think, was off the track.
Yeah, it was
as well.
just behind him, so it could have been keeper and maybe got caught out by the grass.
Harley's got a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags, so I wonder if he has been caught up with that. Oh, he's given a position back to Bully. I wonder if he's ignored the request as we go back racing. Oh, we've got an incident.
Oh, whoa! Almost corrected Mr. Spicer there.
Got more. Mr. Spicer has gone very slowly there. We've got the Renault side by side with the Williams. So he goes through the hangar straight. So after an amazing start by Hero, who's all the way back in 18th now. It's Renault and the Williams side by side. So go into Stowe. Williams does come out on top. Apparently Ali has dropped out or something. Yeah, he's DC'd apparently. So maybe we've got sector 1 yellow flag. We've got an Alpha Tauri of, I think that's lights.
I think it is.
It's gone off at Abbey. And I'm just gonna
Unfortunately, we can't really use the standings at the moment because they are.
The 2 Ferraris have come together. Saxon and Bully, the 2 Ferraris have come together. Oh, there's wings everywhere. There's wings everywhere. Oh, no.
Oh, Matteo Bonotto will not be happy about that.
Slamming his fist on the desk. Bloody
Toto Wolff
style. That's not what you want to see from the Scuderia.
It's just a repeat of Brazil, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got Smitty in chat blowing up. He's not happy at all. Trin also getting involved. Oh no, that's a pretty horrible start there. Anyway, we'll jump back up to Wingman, right at the back of Mika. Using a fair bit of his overtake, looks like he wants to try and get past. Side by side as they go into Stowe. Hugs the inside. The Haas is right out on the curve. They're still side by side as they come into Vale, but no, the Haas tucks in behind. The Wingman gets the job done.
Conrad getting past Hero as well as Hero comes into the pits to change that front wing.
And Saxon sped into the pits as well. Bully stayed out, so I'm not sure if he got away with no damage. I'm not quite sure. But he has stayed out.
DRS is now active.
So Trend informing us that the Ferraris didn't collide, they both just spun at the same time. As we got a yellow flag, one of the Renaults is round, it's Combat Rat. Oh, and he's lost his front wing as well. Looks like he's collected the wall just on the inside of Luffield and Woodcote. And that's going to be a very, very slow trek around to get that front wing replaced.
Well, back to the Ferrari thing. I mean, if you're going to make spinning a feature of your car, you may as well do it synchronized.
Absolutely, looks a lot better that way. Jumping back up to Skins, the remaining Renault in the top 10. Sticking with Mickey at the moment in P8. Flyboy sets the fastest lap of the race as Lights picks a 3-second penalty up. King J with Ali all over the back of him. Red Bull driver down in P12. Usually you see Ali a little bit further up the field than that, so he's definitely going to be pushing to get past, as there's now about a 3-second gap between this train and the one in front.
Quantum's had a good recovery after falling back a couple of places at the start, up into P2, within DRS range of Baitmate as well.
Quite close enough this time around for Ali. It's the Renault skins. He's got Mickey hot on his heels. I think he just got past him.
I think Quantum might be lining up Baitmate here.
Yeah, just jumped up to him as they come through Chapel. DRS about to be ready for the McLaren. Flap opens. He's not using any of his ERS. A little bit too far back, I think, to make the move this time around.
Maybe he's happy just saving his ERS for the time being.
Absolutely. We saw FIBA do that to great effect to the T1 race slightly earlier. We got the Red Bull, of Ali. Oh, side by side with Racing Point of Psycho. Oh, the Red Bull, I'm not sure if that's a bit of lag, but he's wobbling all over the place.
They went through each other, and Ali
left the station.
disconnects.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, he was weaving all down the straight. It was a very aggressive AI as he disconnected. And jump up, Baitmate. Has Quantum all over the back of him. Flyboy as well. Catching up to the leaders. As a DRS train. Still not quite close enough to get the job done. Mickey there, closing in on the back of Mr. Spicer. Getting a couple of trains formed, but no one's quite ready for a move, except jumping down to lights with the Alpha Romeo of King J behind him now. As Ali has rejoined the session, hopefully his connection issues have sorted themselves. And he's already, well, he's still within a second of Psycho, but yeah, he's going to want to put the foot back down. He's going to jump up to Mickey, very close to the back of the Williams and Mr. Spicer as they come down the hanger straight. Quite getting the job done. Lights. So on the back of Ali, he's still ghosted, so I think he's not quite taking control of the AI yet. As he drives through him. Was Quantum so close to the back of Baitmate. Come through Village. Quantum should get the DRS and he should get the move done this time. Baitmate using some ERS to try and defend. Jump on board with Quantum. He's side by side. Oh, there's a bit of contact. McLaren goes out very wide. The Williams hugging the inside. Oh, and he's still side by side as they go through Luffield. The Williams going right out onto the grass. Going through Woodcote now, side by side, but I think the McLaren's slightly in front now as Ali has left the session again. That's unfortunate. And Quantum does hold the position. And we'll see if Baitmate comes back at Quantum Effect. So they come out of Chapel. It looks like the Williams is too far back. Flyboy, having a good look at the Williams driver as well. Saving his energy for the next time. Jump back slightly with Mickey. He's pretty close to the back of Mr. Spicer again. We saw this in the 2-1 race. It's very difficult for the car at the back of the train to really be able to overtake anyone in front. You're really at the mercy of the car in front of you to crash the lead car in the train and make a mistake.
Yeah, definitely.
I think, yeah, Ali's completely gone now. It's unfortunate. Jump back up to the lead 3 cars. With yellow flag, Sachs is retired from the session. That's at Cops.
And he was side by side with Combat, so I don't know if there was any contact there. Oof.
Now we've got a full course safety car. They got a safety car. This will come into a very much so into their hands of the soft runners. They should be able to chuck on the mediums from here We saw Pacey run nearly the full race length on the set of mediums to go past the Ferrari, who's, lost his front right. Bully has drive-through penalty, not obeying his delta. And, the Ferrari is not having a great race at all. So we'll see what Quantum Effect decides to do here.
I think they should all pit. You'd think.
Yeah, all the soft runners definitely should pit for a medium, especially with some rain coming. Don't know when it's going to be, but the mediums will see you to the end in case it doesn't. And they're coming into the pits. Jump back, safe wingman pits as well. Is he going to double stack? He is. Batemate's better in the pit lane. That's a 5-second penalty for him as well. It's not going to help his chances. We've got the Renault of Skin staying out, so obviously he's the front runner of the mediums. We've got Mr. Spicer as well staying out. So splitting the strategy from his teammate who's already in the pits. Everyone else coming in. We do have the Racing Point of Psycho staying out. His teammate's in the pits. Psycho is on the medium, so he should be able to last a bit longer. Alfa Romeo of Mickey is in the pits, but his teammate King J staying out on the medium.
Oh, gee, the pit crews are busy. Everyone
Absolutely.
double stacking at the moment.
Jump up to Ali. You can just see everyone getting held to the pits as well because there's just so much traffic. And the Rebels will have to double stack as well. Oh, Ali serving a time penalty under safety car. Well done, Codemasters, for allowing that to happen. And I'm sure Conrad really appreciates getting held the additional 5 seconds as well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sure he loves it. But, nothing new.
Obviously, Ali is the Max Verstappen in the Red Bull garage at the moment, getting priority. And I think, actually, it's Ali's the AI as well, so Conrad's just been held up by his AI teammate, so that's just...
Well, hopefully he's able to get back in, is Ali, because all is not lost. So, hopefully he's able to fix his internet connection.
We've got a safety car. Ooh, there's a bit of concertina happening behind the safety car, which is currently going through Maggots and Beckett. The rest of the field's pretty spread out, so expect to probably see another lap after this just to make sure everyone's bunched up. So I have the Renault of Combat in the pits chucking on the soft tyre. I wonder if...
That's an interesting call.
Well, he started on the medium, didn't he?
No. And he just put on softs.
Oh. No, they split their strategies. Combat was on the softs, and Skin started on the medium, so he stayed out on the medium tyre. So Combat opting to do 2 stints on the softs. Unless he expects the rain to come a bit sooner than all the medium runners, but I guess he's at the back of the field. He's got nothing to lose. Gain a few.
Oh no,
positions.
Mr. Spicer has just realised his mistake, and is now. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Mr. Spicer, because he's on the soft, and now he's going to lose all those places instead of double stacking.
Which he would have lost a couple of spots, but now by staying out, he's lost basically every spot. So, that's unfortunate, and he's chucking on another set of soft tyres as well. So interesting. I wonder if Jeff's come over the radio and just said the rain's not too far away, so maybe soft tyre will be the best choice.
It's not exactly blue skies at the moment, but
it's definitely
not very dark.
But, see, as Mr. Spicer drops back behind. Oh, the Ferrari of Bully.
Also, we know how reliable Jeff is at these kind of things.
Absolutely. We got a bit of a stutter there in my game.
So Combat might actually have to push to some degree to catch the back of this train. Because I can only see the safety car staying out for one more lap.
He should be able to catch it. I mean, it's going pretty slow going through left field and Woodkit now. I think he should be able to catch it before Maggots and Beckett. Or maybe on the hanger straight, he should be able to catch it. But yeah, it's going to be a tight one.
Oh, at least his tyres will be up to temp.
Yeah, absolutely. He's pushing pretty hard. He's not using his overtake, but he's topping out at nearly 300 k's an hour at the end of the Wellington Straight.
Yeah, see, he's still fair way behind.
I think it's got to come in though this lap. I don't think it will justify staying out any longer.
That's staying out another lap?
Oh, surely not. Come on, Cody. Come on. Bring it in.
It stays out for 3 laps at a maximum. So
Oh, yeah, it's going to stay out. Around we go again.
is
Alright.
Combat going to pit for another set of fresh softs? Now he's just, used
Hey,
up
as
a
well,
lap.
all his rubber's gone.
Yeah. If he was to hit onto the mediums, he can go to the end, and he would be able to catch back up. But no, he's staying out. So
It's getting
only
pretty
Combat
dark now, though. Just as we mentioned at the start of that lap, it was not too dark. It's definitely dark
getting
now.
darker. Well,
Almost
Mr.
halfway.
Spicer and Combat, the only 2 on the soft tyre, so
Could that be
might
the
work
master
out.
strategy? Yeah.
It might also work out for the top 3 who didn't stop.
Well, they kind of couldn't stop because, they started on the mediums. Running for 9
Yeah.
laps, you really want to try and make those last as long as possible. But, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if the bait mate can get those positions back after the pit stops. Jump up to Skins. He's doing a Lewis Hamilton, telling Bert Mylander to step on it a little bit, please.
Yeah. Tyres are getting too cold. Tyres are gone.
He's basically pushing that Mercedes around the track as well. Oh, it is looking pretty gloomy out there. Jump on.
Yeah, it's definitely getting dark.
Oi, as the Renault nearly runs out the back of the safety car.
Still 16 laps to go.
Surely we're going to get the safety car called in. And say, there we go, there's the signal.
Yeah.
Race controller bringing in the safety car. Lights
Did
are out.
Harley get back in?
He didn't. I think he's into Cactus tonight. All the Skins is slowing the field right down. He was going about 200 k's on the straight. He slowed them down about 125. Comes into Vale and he's gone. Oh, his tyres aren't quite warm enough.
He's got the gap. He's got the gap to Psycho.
Yeah, great
already
jump.
in second clear.
Bully sped in the pits again. I don't know. Oh, he's coming to serve his drive-through. And he's... Oh, we got a... It looks like Conrod's gone round.
Oh,
Has a
dear.
final corner. No damage that I can see. Oh, so we got the Alpha Tauri and the Mercedes side by side a bit further back. We also have the Alfa Romeo and the Williams side by side. Oh, a bit of contact at the start of the Wellington straight. They're side by side, and Codemasters gives me a shocking angle again. Williams comes out on top. Skins picks up a 3-second penalty. Jump back to Nut, who's side by side with the Alpha Tauri still. Lights just in front as Ali has rejoined.
So Baitmate has done something pretty important. He's got a car in between himself and Quantum Effect.
Absolutely, got past King J on that restart. He's right on the back of Psycho as well. He's on those old medium tyres. Should get him here on the straight as well. Yeah, he's opened up the overtake. Oh, as we've got a bunch of cars a bit further back, jostling for position as well. And he's side by side with the Racing Point. Through Stowe, gets it done. Just jump slightly back.
So as soon as
Quantum Effect has cleared King J.
Yeah, as soon as Quantum did that, Baitmate
Oh, we got
was
some
past
front
Psycho.
wing flying off the McLaren of Wingman. I think he and Mickey are side by side. Oh, there we are. On the Alpha Tauri now.
Oh,
swapping
there's lots of cars
McLaren.
all over the place. The
Oh,
two
they're not going
Alpha
to go side by
Tauri.
side through Abbey. It's not a good idea. He runs very wide, nearly contact. Oh, I think he did come together with the Mercedes or the Williams. He's got some front wing damage, and he's just really struggling in those corners. Oh, the Haas is running to the back of the Mercedes as well. And that McLaren is struggling, missing its left end plate.
Combat's picked up a few places now, up into P14.
And the Racing Point of Jacob Meister getting passed by the Haas of Mika as well. What she can do about that. And all is a good move. Further
Jacob
back,
must be
Nut,
missing some wing.
Nut and Hero side by side as well. Ooh, they almost come together through Woodkit. Still side by side. The Mercedes holding the inside line as they approach Cops. Oh, the Haas tries a little switchback. It's an interesting move, but he's not able to get it done. They drop in single file. A little bit further up to Mika's teammate, right on the back. Flyboy. He's had a pretty good race so far. He's also on the fresh tyres, so should be able to get past King J pretty quickly. It was got a bit further back. Jacob Meister really struggling with that damaged front wing. So we've got Mr. Spicer getting past the AlphaTauri of Lights. Side by side, Lights makes a big lunge. Get another bad angle again from Codemasters, but Lights has held on to the position. Mr. Spicer obviously on those fresh tyres, those soft tyres. He's in a decent position, jumping back up to Mika. He's got a little train forming behind him. So they come through Abbey. Quantum Effect has picked up a 3-second penalty as well, so our top 3 all have penalties.
Mika also getting the job done on King J.
It's dropped off a little at the back of Flyboy, who's pretty close behind Psycho as well. We've got a yellow flag. The Red Bull of Conrad, I believe, has gone round in farm.
I think that's Ali.
Oh, is it Ali?
It's Ali.
Oh, it's a shame. He was right on the back of the safety car train. I think he rejoined once the safety car came back out. Unfortunately, he's dropped off again. I'm kind of going single file at the moment. Everyone within a few tenths of each other. And I think Baitmate might be having a go for the lead of the race. Got DRS using what's left of his overtake. Try and clear Skins. Hasn't quite managed to get in front of him by the braking zone. Has to tuck in. And we've got the Alfa Romeo side by side as they go through Stowe. Mickey coming out on top there. Jacob Meister struggling to stay within the track limits. With that damage to his wing. And I'm getting a little bit of rain on the front wing of the Alfa Romeo. It is starting to rain. Switching on to, on board. You can see the raindrops on the camera.
Yep.
So we've got 12 laps to go. A few drivers yet to make a pit stop. I'll be hoping for the rain to get pretty heavy so they can come in, especially some of the drivers who are carrying some damage. As it looks like we've got the Haas of Hero side by side with Mr. Spicer. Oh, a little bit of contact as the Haas gets pushed wide and Combat sticks his nose in alongside. So they go down the hanger straight. Hero's got a bit of a slipstream as well as the DRS. Trying to go around the outside of the Renault. Gets pushed wide. Combat takes the position. Get on those soft tyres, but he has to run out a little bit wide at Luffield. Oh, he gets pushed out of the gravel by the Williams. Mr. Spicer not wanting to let him in at all. And they're almost 3 wide. It's on the old pit straight. Renault not really got anywhere to go with those fresh softs. So go through Cops. They were side by side briefly. And they somehow managed to get through.
I wonder how long they're going to be able to stay out. How long it will be until the intermediates are required.
Yeah, the rain's getting a little bit heavier. You can see it from the wider angles as well. We've got Jacob Meister struggling to defend from the Alfa Romeo of Mickey, but he is just holding on. So you can see the rain's getting a little bit heavier.
That's Lights pitting.
Surely not already. We've got Lights and a Williams as well. Mr. Spicer picking up a 5-second penalty. Mika defending from Jacob Meister. He's got a bit of a second win despite having that wing damage. He's doing a pretty good job of keeping pace.
Lights has put on the inters. He's made the
call.
call.
I think it's far too early. Mr. Spicer as well.
Mr. Spicer. I don't know. Maybe it isn't. We're not the ones out there at the moment, so maybe they made the right call.
Ali on the inters as well. Mika trying desperately to get past Jacob. Jacob holding on. And now Mickey is going to say hello as well. Jumping a little bit further back. The King J's got Hero all over the back of him. Great battle between the two Haases and the two Alfa Romeos. I'm interested to see what their race leaders do on this lap. Skins, 14-lap-old medium, still in front of Baitmate, who hasn't been able to get past. Now Quantum Effect is all over the back of the Williams.
It's too early. It's definitely too early.
Just noticing though that the delta there for Batemate was 1.4 seconds down on his best time, so even though he's on reasonably fresh mediums, he's not able to improve. So we've got King J and Hero side by side on the hanger straight. Hero
Bully's
staying in
just
front.
cleared lights with ease on the medium tyre.
Yeah, definitely it's coming, but they're 2 seconds slower per lap, but on the medium tyres than they were earlier before the safety
It's
car.
just not at that changeover
Not
point
quite,
yet.
yeah, you've got a couple more laps to go.
Oh, lights. Oh, he's struggling. He keeps it together. Whew.
Oh, Quantum just 2/10 behind Batemate. He's really desperately trying. Oh, Batemate's left the session.
Batemate.
Oh no, Quantum gets past. Oh, it's unfortunate as we've got a Red Bull of Ali on the hanger straight, having a bit of trouble. Going to jump down to Wingman. Oh, there was a bit of puff of smoke there as he tries to get past Mr. Spicer. And he does. Yeah, definitely the softs at the moment much quicker than the inters. Oh, Wingman nearly runs up the back of lights. So come into turn 1. Yeah, those inters just not switching on yet. Hopefully they're not going to overcook before the rain. Jumping up to Mika, who's on the back of the 2 racing points. Batemate has rejoined, so hopefully he won't lose too much time. Back to the Renault of Combat Rat is getting past King J on the hanger straight. He's going to get him well before the braking zone. Those soft tyres could have been that master strategy. He's already up to P10 after being in the back of the field under that safety car. So great move by Combat. Hopefully those softs will last until the rain period, as we do have Jacob Meister coming into the pits now. Got that wing damage, so he's got not much to lose pitting now, but I expect he's going to chuck on the intermediates, but really the time.
And well, it is getting
Williams off. Mr. Spicer has gone off at Cops. And let's have a look. He's recovering. Doesn't look like he's got any wing damage. I think it was just a spin. Oh no, he's missing his right end plate. So it's unfortunate. Jacob has come out of the pits on the intermediate tyre. Quantum Effect still behind Stins. He's doing a great job defending. Lights picks up a 3-second penalty. Clearly struggling on those intermediate tyres at the moment. Jump a bit further back to Mickey, who's on the back of the Haas. He's got DRS. Mika has DRS as well, just inside the detection zone of Psycho. And just having a quick look at Ali and Mr. Spicer, clearly struggling on their intermediates. We do have the McLaren of Wingman. No, Quantum Effect and Batemate both pitting.
Yeah,
soft tyres.
Just about
soft tyres. He's on fresh softs, Quantum Effect.
Oh, wow.
And what's Batemate going on? He's serving a penalty, but he's going on intermediates. Has Quantum chosen the wrong tyres, or... Ooh.
I think he has.
I think that has to be the wrong tyres. Oh, that's interesting. Anyway, going to jump up. We've got Mickey and Hero. Oh, Mika and Mickey battling. I think Mika's just got past him. Now Hero's getting close to the back of Mickey as well.
We've just hit that crossover point. I've been watching the deltas between Jacob Meister and Bully. And Bully was closing in, but just in the last few corners, Jacob has really started to pull away. Yeah,
all the gaps as well are blowing out between the drivers as they're struggling to follow in these conditions. Definitely looks very treacherous. You can see water running off the back of the Alfa Romeo though from that good shot across the bodywork. So go through Maggots and Beckett's. It's going to be a real struggle to slip tyres through there at the moment. I expect to see a big rush in the pits, and this is going to be really bad for Hero and King J. They're too close to their teammates. They're going to have to double stack or stay out for an extra lap on the slicks. So we've got the Renault of Skins coming into the pits, Flyboy coming into the pits as well. Skins has sped into the pit lane as well, getting a 5-second penalty. And the, oh yep, both Mickey and Hero staying out. King J staying out as well. Surely one of the Alfa Romeos is going to come into pit. Surely. Split your strategy at least if you're not going to both come in now. So let's see where Skins comes out. What have we got? I think Baitmate was the first one of the leaders to pit onto the intermediate tyres. And we've got Skins already out of the pit lane now. And Baitmate going past the pits.
It's Quantum, yeah, coming in, putting on those inters.
Oh, yeah, he's made a big mistake.
DRS now disabled. Rain definitely getting heavier now. I wonder, maybe Quantum should have put on the wets.
Yeah, well, we did say it was going to be heavy rain towards the end. We've still got 7 laps to go, and it's going to take a fair bit of time now that the rain's getting heavier. Lap times will drop. You see a fair bit of spray coming off the tyres now, so it's definitely the right time to be on them. We've still got a few drivers trying to get through. Mickey is just about to come into Chapel, and he's still on the medium tyres.
Combat currently with the fastest lap, so it looks like he will probably hold that.
And the 2 Alfa Romeo drivers are going to have to double stack as well. So you've got the Red Bull of Conrod has gone round in farm. And Mickey's also sped into the pits. And Hero's also sped into the pits. Obviously not accounting for the brake zone, as King J is staying out on the medium tyre. He doesn't want to double stack with his teammate, but I don't think doing a lap on slick tyres on a wet track is going to be quicker than a double stack.
A double stack,
There's no way at all. I think that's a pretty bad mistake there by the Alfa Romeo driver. Unless he's hoping that it's going to be full wets by the time he comes around. I think that's if he manages to get back to the pits. It's a bit treacherous out there for now. But you can see the Haas of Hero, Haas of Mika has already cleared the pit exit, and he was neck and neck with the other Haas and the Alfa Romeos, so you can see how much time they've lost by staying out. But I'm going to drop down to them because there's a bit of congestion now in farm as they all come out of the pits together with cars already on the track. The Haas sticking down the inside of the racing point of Jacob Meister. It gives him the space. A little bit of a tap on the rear tyre. Keeps going. King
Fully
J.
going to the wets.
Well, full wets. Looks like Conrad's had some trouble again. Hero running very wide at Cops. King J finally peels off into the pits. And Bully picks up a 3-second penalty for exceeding track limits. Looks like Combat Rat just struggling a little bit through the final corner.
King J is now in the pits, and he is well back from his teammate now.
Got a Red Bull running very wide at Cops. Jacob getting right up onto the curb between farm and village. And Hero all over the back of the racing point. Just manages to pull away a little bit through left field. So yeah, I'd be interested to watch Bully to see how his times compared to the rest of the field, being the only driver on the wets at the moment. Doesn't quite look like we're ready for wets, but we're getting there. Racing Point closing in so much to the back of the Renault through Maggotts, Beckett's and Chapel. As we've got the Ferrari of Bully has lost it at turn 1.
I would say we're not ready for full wets.
Yep, that's a pretty solid assessment. So gaps have all spread out a fair bit. Drivers obviously struggling a fair bit in these conditions. Can't really follow too closely, but Jacob and Combat here are the closest pair on the track. The only drivers within a second of each other. Oh, Jacob switches the inside, bit of contact between the Red on the Racing Point as they come into farm.
I'll just quickly mention Skins up to 8 seconds of penalties.
Oof.
Mickey 5, Jacob 3, Hero 5, Quantum 3, Lights 12, Mr. Spicer 8, Bully 6, and Conrod 3.
Jacob's got past Combat now. And Ferrari of... Yeah, Bully has gone right off at Cops. He's lost his front wing as well. So, yeah. Oh, that's a very dangerous rejoin there, right in front of the race leaders, but fortunately, the game automatically ghosts. And it's going to go slightly back to Hero. And we've got a safety car. We have a full safety car. I certainly hope Bully didn't try and deliberately DNF there, because to go straight off at Cops like that is, yeah, it's a bit weird. Anyway,
he has 0 wings. So
Seals will be bunching up again. And Bully comes into the pits.
this is really going to kill Skins' race, because I was just about to say he's almost got enough time to get second. But yeah, this is really going to hurt him, and anyone with a time penalty. Strange that it's coming out on lap 23 of 26. I don't imagine that it will be out for very long. It may even come in next lap, or this lap, potentially.
So while we wait for everyone to bunch up on a safety car, let's have a look at the change of positions. So Skins making up 13 places in this race. Flyboy up 1, Baitmate down 2, Psycho up 16 places after getting disqualified from the qualifying session. Meekhead down 1, Mickey up 6, Jacob in the same position he started the race in, Combat up 5, Hero down 4, Nut up 9 positions from near the back of the grid after not setting a time because of fuel invalidations. Quantum down 9 positions in P11, King J up 5 in P12, Lights down 2, Ali down 6, Wingman down 5, Mr. Spicer down 10, who's now coming to the pits, Conrad down 1 position and Bully down 3. And Mr. Spicer back onto the intermediate tyres. As we pass the pit entry, so we're going around for another lap.
I think it'll be in next lap, and we'll be left with 2 laps of absolute madness.
So yeah, we expect the order to be very jumbled up after the race with these penalties. 8 seconds, Pondon. Thank you for the follows, everyone who has during this race.
Conrad doing a very nice thing there and just pulling out of the train, going onto the grass so everyone can overtake him. Just getting out of the way.
Yep, definitely deliberate. Oh, and he's falling too far back,
Oh,
and
no.
he's got to drive through. Salt in the wound.
Yeah. He wasn't even that far back.
Safety car is in this lap. Safety car is in this lap.
At least Conrad and Bully are racing. Oh, but Conrad has to serve his drive-through.
That's right.
You could do a Schumacher. Oh,
What happened then? Oh, no.
someone's brake checked.
No, I saw that on the track map. I think Conrad's just driven straight up the back of everyone at the back of the safety car. As the Renault Skins has gone. So, I hope everyone's warmed up their tyres. This is going to be very tricky conditions for these last two laps as we're back racing. Fair gaps already formed between Skins and Flyboy. Baitmate a little bit further back. Has run very deep. He's off the track. And, oh, the camera's not even... Oh, no, there he is. It's a little bit wide there. The exit of turn 1. He's also in position.
Combat's got his overtake on at the moment.
Jacob getting past with the Alfa Romeo. Mickey and Hero going side by side. And they're still side by side. And Haas cuts in front as they go into Luffield. That's a move done. Jump back to Quantum Effects. Right on the back of Nat. Quantum trying to get back into the points after making the unfortunate strategy decision to pit onto the softs instead of the intermediate tyres. Goes to the inside of the Mercedes, into Stowe, gets the move done. He's used all his ERS to do it, but he gets there.
Skins needs to pull a 5-second gap on this lap.
He's already done 3.3 though. He's giving it everything. Be interesting to see how far he can push it as Baitmate picks up a 3-second penalty.
Ooh.
That
Well,
will
that's
help.
gonna
That's
save
going to
him.
help Skins. He might stay on the podium here. As Bully picks up the 3-second penalty as well. So a little bit of battling in this midfield. Oh yeah, we've got Ali and King J side by side through farm. We go through village. There was a bit of contact with Ferrari. The Ferrari's inside. Oh, it's Bully. Bully's a lap down, so he's ghosting through everyone at the moment. It's the Red Bull, the Alpha Tauri. Banging tyres. Jump up a little bit to combat. He's got Quantum Effect all over the back of him. Quantum has made it back into the points, but he does have a time penalty. Jumping up to Mickey. He's making a move on Hero on the hanger straight.
Has done enough.
Skins. So he comes through the final few corners of Vale and Club. Will take the checker flag first, but I don't think he's quite pulled out a gap enough. as Flyboy comes across the finish line and will win the British Grand Prix. Batemate comes across third, but Psycho jumps up to P2. Just does enough to pip Skins. We've got Batemate in P5, Combat up in P6, Jacob P7, Nut P8. We've got King J in P9, Mickey P10, Quantum Effect P11. Doesn't quite make it into the points with penalties. Ali 12, the Hero P13. Got Lights in P15. Mr. Spicer coming across the line in P16. Bully's already across the line in 17th. And Conrad just about to cross the finish line. A couple of corners time in 18th.
Definitely a challenging race for Conrad to make his league racing return.
Absolutely.
With mixed conditions. But yeah, the first one's always the hardest one back. But Skins able to hold on to third, staying on that podium.
And Psycho driver of the day from P20 finishes P2. Fantastic drive from Psycho. Well-deserved driver of the day there. So you got Matty XG on the podium there. Alrighty. So we wrap up here. We've got Flyboy taking home the 25 points. Psycho P2, Skins P3. Won't run through the rest of them, but got double points for the Renault drivers and for the Racing Point. And Alfa Romeo sneaking in 9th and 10th to collect 3 points. Now, any chance, bands, you could sneak our podium drivers up for a chat? I don't know if Flyboy normally doesn't stick around, but we should hopefully be able to chat to a couple of the others.
Psycho.
Oh.
Psycho, congratulations on P2. It kind of came out of nowhere at the end with all the penalties, but great job after starting last, after being disqualified in qualifying. What happened?
I'm fucking shaking and I'm sweating. No, so I spun at cops and weird bug in the game. I don't know if you caught it on stream or not, but I was facing the correct way, like I was parallel with the track, parked off the side because obviously I don't want to try and impede anybody, so I'm parked off the side waiting for 3 cars to come past that are on hot laps, and the game just gave me the wrong warning, the wrong direction error. So I just kept getting the message pop up, and I just couldn't, without getting back on track, I couldn't get it to go away, and then I just got a DSQ.
It's unfortunate. It's obviously having to start at the back, but yeah, you had a great race. Like, you opted to start on the soft tyre, I believe. Is that right?
No, I went medium. I went for the medium, run
yeah.
all the way through to the inters. What saved me was that safety car that let me stretch my mediums out far enough. Without that safety car, I don't think I'd have been able to stretch the mediums.
Yeah, absolutely. And then what made you decide to pit when you did for the inters? Because we had a few drivers pit in very, very early, and you seem to just pick the absolute perfect time to do it.
I have a badass teammate that decided to fall on the sword and pit before me. To let me know what the conditions were like. So that helped. Jacob actually had wing damage, so he figured it'd be more beneficial if he came in just to swap the wing and put on the inters. And that gave me an idea of where the changeover point was.
Yeah, real unfortunate race for Jacob. It's twice in a row he's qualified really well and just through some unfortunate mishaps during the race has undone some good work there. But still, great result for Racing Point. You coming home in P2. Thank you very much for coming and having a chat with us.
Cheers, thank you. See ya.
Catch ya. Okay, and we'll see if we can grab Skins as well. He's still in Discord.
So, I think he may be. Yes, he is. 1 second. I'll drag him up.
I'll catch you guys.
Skins.
Oh, yeah.
Skins,
yeah.
hello, hello. Sorry,
Yeah.
I just got you in the commentators box here. Have a quick chat with you, P3. Unfortunately, not getting the win.
I'm pretty gutted, to be honest, because I've got footage of Bully binning it on purpose. And I don't think I would have got first because Flyboy was a bit too consistent, but I definitely had a gap to second to get second. So it's a bit disappointing, to be honest. But considering we're at quali, I'll take it, though. I couldn't string a lap together in quali, but yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, so you looked like you were pushing so hard after that safety car restart. We're actually really
holy
impressed
moly.
to see how much of a gap you managed to pull out on Flyboy, and ultimately it was good enough to get you on the podium still, but not quite enough.
I turned that up and I was quali lapping all the way to the end. I was like, nah, I'm risking it for a biscuit. I'm going for it. Yeah. I was looking at the gap. It was like 7.6, I think, to second place, and I needed 8. And I was like, couldn't do it. But yeah. No, it was a good race in the end. It's just a bit of a shame about the incident. But
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be looked at in the next couple of days. But yeah, thank you so much for coming to have a chat to us. Congratulations on the podium and great race to watch as well from you.
Nah, thanks, bro. Thanks for commentating and hosting as well, guys. Good job.
No problems at all. Thanks,
Okay,
Skins.
guys. Bye.
Okay. All right, that's about it from us. Band, what's the go for Friday series next weekend?
Our next Friday's 2010 series will be at, I think it's Canada.
Oh, excellent. So it'll be a good one in the 2010 cars. So make sure if you're not racing, tune in on Twitch, and we'll be streaming from 8:30 p.m. Melbourne time on Friday night. And next Sunday, we'll be back from 7 p.m. Melbourne time for Tier 1 and Tier 2, which will be racing round 4 of Season 6 at Bahrain. So that should be a good one as well. We'll often see some good racing and good strategy there. So thank you so much for joining us tonight for Tier 1 and Tier 2. I hope you enjoyed our coverage. Thank you so much to Bandcamp for joining me in the commentary box for Tier 2's race. And thank you for Psycho for joining me for Tier 1 as well. So I've been Gus Rules. We'll see you next time.
See you later.